Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, my name is Andrea, and if you are planning a trip to Disney World this fall, there are a few things I really think you need to know before you start picking your park days and making all of your plans, because fall at Disney World is just simply absolutely amazing. The pumpkins are out, Halloween is happening, Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party is going on, and honestly, it is one of my favorite times of the year to be there. But it also is a little bit different to plan. You have party days at Magic Kingdom where the parks close early. You have non-party days that can become really, really busy. You still have the Florida heat, you still have the rain to think about, you've got lightning lanes, resorts, rest days, and trying to figure out how much you can realistically fit into one vacation without your entire family being exhausted by day 3. And we're actually getting ready to head back to Disney World for our own fall trip. So I thought this would be the perfect time to sit down with you and plan it alongside you. I'm going to walk you through how I'm looking at our dates, our park days, the Halloween party, our lightning lanes, where we're staying, the rest times, and what we're packing, and some of the things I think families completely overlook when they're planning Disney during this time of year. But here is the fun part. We can't forget the fun part. This video is also officially kicking off our Fall at Disney series, because instead of me just sitting here telling you what I think is going to work, we're going to do it together. We're going to test different Magic Kingdom days. We're going to be testing lightning lane strategies. We're staying at 2 different Disney resorts. We're going to be going to, of course, Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, and we're testing some of our different park strategies. And at the end of each vlog, we're going to be talking about what worked, what didn't, and what I would actually recommend to another busy mom planning a fall trip. So grab your coffee, grab your caffeinated beverage, grab your Disney planning notebook, or just save this video for later because we have a lot to plan. Let's talk about going to Disney World in the fall. The first question I would ask before planning anything is, when are you going? And I know that sounds obvious, but I don't just mean like we have fall break this week, so that's when we're going. If you have flexibility with your dates, I would look at the entire Disney calendar before booking. Now, if you don't have the flexibility because you have school, work, fall break, or whatever else that your family has going on, that's okay too. But this isn't about finding some specific magical week where Disney World is empty, because that's just simply not going to happen. I don't really think that exists anymore. It's about understanding what is happening while you are there so you can plan around it. So look at crowd calendars as a guideline. Look at park hours. Look at Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party dates. Look at the weekends. Look at any special events happening while you're there. And don't panic if your dates look busy. I think sometimes we get so caught up trying to find the perfect time to visit Disney World that we almost forget that families just don't have unlimited flexibility. We have jobs, we have kids, we have school schedules, we have budgets. Sometimes the best week to go, Disney World is just simply the week that your family can actually go. So that's the best time. Your strategy matters way more to me than trying to predict exactly how many people are going to walk through the gates that morning. So let's talk about crowds, because this is where fall at Disney gets really interesting. There is this idea that September automatically means low crowds at Disney, and there absolutely can be lower crowd periods, but I would never plan an entire vacation assuming Disney is just going to be empty, especially when you start getting into Halloween party season. Magic Kingdom is the biggest example. On Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party days, Magic Kingdom closes early to regular park guests. So naturally, a lot of people planning their vacation look at that and think, well, I'm not going to be wasting my money at Magic Kingdom Day whenever it closes early. We'll just go tomorrow. The problem with that is everybody else can have the same exact idea. And suddenly that non-party day can be really, really busy. That's actually one of the things that I'm most excited to test during this series that we're going to be doing Magic Kingdom on a non-party day, and we're going to be doing Magic Kingdom on a party day. I want to see the actual difference between the two. What are the crowds like? What are the wait times like for all of the attractions? How much can we actually accomplish? Does losing those evening hours on a party day actually matter if the park is less crowded during the day? Because I can sit here and speculate all day long. I've got a couple examples underneath my belt, but I would rather just take you along with us and actually see what happens firsthand. This brings me to probably one of the biggest fall Disney planning tips. Before you decide which park you're doing each day, check the park hours, especially Magic Kingdom. Do not build your entire itinerary, then realize that Magic Kingdom closes early on the day you plan to be there. Look at the park hours and the calendar together of the parties. And then you can start building out your week. This is also why I don't necessarily think you should automatically avoid Magic Kingdom on a party day. If you are not attending the party, yes, you're going to have to leave earlier. But depending on your family and your goals, that might not necessarily be a bad thing. Maybe you have younger kids who aren't staying until the park closes anyway. Maybe you're planning a resort evening. Maybe that's your travel day. Maybe you want to have dinner somewhere outside of Magic Kingdom. Maybe you want to park hop, or maybe you're flying home that evening, which is actually something we're going to be testing out on this trip too. I want you to start thinking about park hours as a part of your strategy instead of just looking at them as some sort of limitation. Of course, we have to talk about Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, because if you're visiting during Halloween season, this party affects your vacation, whether you are attending it or you're not. Now, I am not going to turn this into an entire Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween planning party video, because I've already made that one. So you'll have to go watch that one after this one. So if you're actually going to the party and you want help planning your night, I'll make sure that video is linked for you or at the end of this video. But for your overall vacation, you need to decide pretty early whether the party is something your family wants to do, because it does affect your budget and your itinerary. For us, we are going, that's a party that we just cannot miss. But one thing that I've learned is that I really don't want to schedule an absolutely exhausting day leading into the party. These nights can be really, really late. So we're actually building some downtime into our schedule before we head over to the party. That's something else you'll get to come along for during the series, because we're staying at Art of Animation before the party, getting ready together, and then heading over to Magic Kingdom to start that specific vlog. And then we're going to see whether that slower start actually makes the party night easier for our family or not. Once I know our dates, the park hours, and the party dates, then I start putting together our actual itinerary. And I don't just ask, which park do we want to go to? I look at the trip entirely. What did we do yesterday? What are we going to be doing tomorrow? Are we going to be out late? That's a big one, because the kids, you don't need to be super overexhausted. Are we going to be trying to rope drop at some point? Rope drop the next morning? Does this day need to be a slower day? Is there something we absolutely have to accomplish while we are here? And most importantly, what can Annie realistically handle? Because I could almost create the most optimized Disney itinerary in the world on paper. But if my family is going to be miserable, who cares? I think this is especially important when you're traveling with kiddos. Do not plan every Disney day like it exists in a vacuum. Think about the flow of your vacation. If you're staying at a Halloween party until midnight, maybe 6:30 the next morning isn't when your family needs to be standing on a bus trying to rope drop. Animal Kingdom is probably not your Animal Kingdom day, right? And that's why you'll see some slower days mixed up into our trip. I don't consider those wasted days by any means. Sometimes the slower days is exactly what allows us to enjoy the next 3 days and be happy as we're doing it. Now we have to talk about lightning lanes, because this is another place where I don't think there is only one answer that works for every family. I do not automatically think that you need to buy lightning lanes for every single park just because you're going to Disney World. I want to look at what we are trying to accomplish that day. What attractions are our actual priorities? What are the standby waits looking like? How expensive are lightning lanes for that park that day? And what am I actually buying with that money? Because ultimately, I am paying for time when I'm using the lightning lanes. And as a mom, sometimes paying to get 2 hours of our vacation back is absolutely worth it to me. Other times, possibly, maybe not. Animal Kingdom is one I'm especially interested in testing because lightning lanes can be more affordable there than some of the other parks, like significantly more affordable. So we're going to be rope dropping Animal Kingdom. We're going to be using lightning lanes and we're going to see how much we're actually able to accomplish with Animal Kingdom. We're going to be doing a similar test throughout this trip because I want to be able to tell you what happened with our actual family, not just what theoretically happened or what theoretically should happen. Where you stay can also completely change the way your Disney vacation feels. And this trip is going to be really, really fun because we're actually doing another split stay. I know that you're shocked, but we are staying at Art of Animation and then we are moving over to All Star Sports. A lot of people have given me feedback for value resorts. So throughout this series, we're going to be talking about both resorts and I will show you what that split stay actually looks like. But when you're choosing your resort, I want you to think beyond just which room looks the cutest online. How are you going to be getting to the parks is going to be really one good question. How important is the transportation to you? Is it top of your list? Do you plan on taking midday breaks? Are you going to be spending time at the resort? How much of your vacation budget do you actually want to be going towards your hotel? Could you be using it on the lightning lanes and save at a value resort? Because there are trips where the resort is part of our vacation. And then there are other trips where I know we're barely going to be in that room. I also really believe in rest days now. And trust me, I know how hard it is to pay for a Disney vacation and then feel like you're wasting a day by not just going into one of the main 4 parks. But especially with kids, sometimes just slowing down is what keeps the rest of the vacation from falling apart. Rest is a part of the plan. And trust me, I know whenever we would go on our first vacations with Annie, I planned every single minute. But for us, ultimately, that did not equal fun. It actually equaled the opposite. And please do not let the word fall fool you when you're packing for Disney World. We are talking about Florida. It can be so hot. It can be so humid. And it will most likely rain. It is hurricane season. And you can experience all of them in one single afternoon. So I would still prepare like you're going to be dealing with the typical Florida weather. Comfortable clothes, comfortable shoes, things that can breathe, rain protection, whatever your family needs to stay comfortable in the parks. I also don't think that you need to be buying an entirely new Disney wardrobe just because you're going during Halloween, even though it can be really, really fun. And I love to dress up as well. You can absolutely add some cute fall Disney outfits if it's your thing. But you know, I love putting our Disney outfits together, but comfort wins every single time. I'm actually going to be having a separate pack with me for this trip because I want to show you everything we're bringing, what I'm wearing, and how I'm packing for this fall Disney trip. And we're also doing our Disney prep together before we leave too, the 7 days out. So we're going to get much deeper into this before the trip actually starts. Okay, so after all of the planning, what are we actually doing? We're kicking things off with our travel day. Then we are going to Art of Animation. And before Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, we are intentionally giving ourselves some resort time instead of just trying to cram another huge park day into the schedule. Then, of course, we are going to be going to the Halloween party. We're also doing a split stay. So we're going from Art of Animation, like I said, over to sports. So I'm going to be showing you exactly what that process looks like. I get a lot of questions about split stays and what it looks like and how you should do them and whether they're worth it or not. We're spending an entire full day at Hollywood Studios, and then we're going to be testing some strategies there. We're going to be looking into doing the Fantasmic dining package. We're going to be eating at Sci-Fi July, I believe. We're heading to Animal Kingdom, where I want to test the rope drop with the lightning lane like we talked about and see how much we can actually realistically accomplish. And then Magic Kingdom is probably the experiment that I am most excited about. We're going to be doing a non-party day, and then we're going on the party day. So same family, same trip, 2 completely different Magic Kingdom days. I want to see which one I would actually recommend, because I get that question a lot. And on that party day, we're not park hopping. We're actually flying home later, which is exactly the kind of situation where I think an early closing Magic Kingdom day could really potentially make a lot of sense for some families if they've got a late flight. But we're going to be finding it out, because that's the whole point of this series. So officially, welcome to our Fall at Disney series. My goal with this series isn't to convince you that there's one perfect way to do Disney World, because there just simply is not one perfect way. Your kids are different than mine. Your budget might be different. Your priorities might be different. And something that is completely worth the money to our family might not make sense for yours. What I can do is take you with us. We can test these strategies in real life. I am going to be showing you the crowds. I'm going to be showing you the wait times. I'm going to be showing you when something goes completely differently than what I had originally planned. And at the end of those vlogs, we're going to be breaking it down. I'm going to be doing an entire thing at the end of every day. Was it worth the money? Did it save us time? Did it make the day easier for us? Or was it exactly how we expected it? How family friendly was it truly? Would I just do it again? And most importantly, what's my busy mom takeaway? Because if you're spending your family's hard-earned money on a Disney vacation, I want these videos to help you make decisions that work for your family, not because somebody on the internet told you that you have to do a specific thing. So make sure that you are subscribed, because we're going to be starting before we even leave the house. We are prepping together. We are going to be packing together, and then we're going to be going to Disney World together. Let's do Fall at Disney. See ya.
Do you believe in magic? Comes from the